Oh, snap. It's time for another live Ask Big Van show with me, your host, Big Van. Don't forget about social media producer Mazzani. We got Ryan kicking it in the back. We got the whole crew, special new crew members in the back. Special guest this week only, Brown Sugar Papa's in the house. What's up? Don't forget to share the show. Take your thumb, take your mouse, take whatever you can. Share it. Sharers are carers. When you share, our software shows us that you shared it, and we will move your questions and comments to the top because we know you care the most. Post your questions and comments below, and we can't wait to see you and your questions on this live episode of the Ask Big Fan Show. What's up, everybody in the whole wide world? How y'all doing out there? How's everybody doing tonight? If you were tuned in earlier and we had to cut the show and then come back in, we had some technical difficulties, but we got it fixed now. And with me, as always, in the studio, beautiful social media producer Mazzani Speaks. What's up, Mazzani?
I don't want to do this no more.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, are you happy for round 2 to do this again?
Yeah, I'm so excited.
You need me to move your TV backwards this way.
Yeah, that was actually pretty quality.
Yeah.
It sucks that we didn't have that.
I know it. That was good. But in the back, in the production room, we got Ryan there, producer Ryan. What's up, Ryan?
What's up?
Hey, we can't hear you. You need to get in your mic. Oh, yeah. So also, there's Mama T in the middle. And on the end, look at that good-looking fella. Where'd he get that from? That's Mr. Sage in the house. Producer Sage, to y'all that remember him. He was in season 1 of our show, and now he's back. He's ready to rock it again. And so with me in the studio as normally is our wonderful, he's not a guest anymore, but we always say that, but it's Mr. Andrew Bridgeforth. How's it going, Andrew?
What's up, man? How you doing, man? It's good to be on the show. And in case you forgot, it's Brown Sugar Papa.
Brown. You want me to just address you as Brown Sugar Papa for the rest?
That's the name, baby. Don't wear it out.
BSP.
I just wanted to take the time to thank you
Oh, yeah.
for
I
inviting
hear you.
me and my little shorties out here.
I hear you, man.
They in the back over there right now.
I noticed you pulling up in your 1973 Oldsmobile.
Yeah, you know, that's how we do
Laid
it.
out.
They don't make them like they used to, you know what I'm saying?
I've never seen a 6-door car like that, though.
It's real comfortable. I got a lot with me at once. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's good, man. Is that like you just buy it from a used a limousine service or something?
Something like that. I ain't gonna give all my secrets away, you know.
You got a deal. You got more than just that one, or you got?
Well, you know, I got a whole convoy of them, cause Brown Sugar Papa likes to roll deep. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm sorry, everybody that had to watch all of that. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We're sorry we missed last week. Last week we missed the show because I had emergency retina surgery on my right eye. You guys have noticed throughout the last several weeks my eye's been having problems, but I think it's fixed. It's on the mends now, so hopefully that's the last issue I'll ever have to have with my eye, Lord willing, and it'll heal up good, and I'll be able to see perfectly for the rest of my life. That's the goal. If you are just tuning in, this is Ask Big Van Show, so if you've never watched us before, in the comments below, whatever social media platform you're watching from, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, wherever else we're streamed to, if you're watching it, we're streaming it there, put in the comments below your questions, and we will try to get to those, and we'll bring them up, and we'll ask them, and you can converse with us through the chats and through the comment forums and all that stuff, so throw some questions in there. Whatever topic you want to talk about, there is no topic off. Well, I mean, obviously, if it's like super inappropriate, we probably wouldn't discuss it. But, you know, if you want to talk about politics or religion or stuff like that, we'll get into it. You know, it's just a fun show, and we have fun talking about a lot of things. So, that being said, one more. What else am I supposed to say? That's it for introduction, right?
Try turning it off and on again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And if you don't mind, take just a second and just share the show. It just takes you a second. It costs you nothing. It means nothing to you, but it means a lot to us. So we really appreciate it when you share the show. If you're on a member of a group or some kind of a forum or something like that, just share it there so other people can see it and chime in with their questions and their comments as well. So good deal. All right, Mazzani, what do you say we get kicked off with our first question of the night?
I let's go ahead. So this first question, it's from someone who wants to remain anonymous, and I see why. This question says,
Oh yeah.
do you think that it is okay for someone to wait for an individual to come of age?
Oh my goodness, that's
For what?
for like basketball practice.
I think they mean to like marry them. It's an issue right now.
Oh,
Apparently.
so like some let's reverse the stereotype. So some girl's like 22 years old and she's got the hots for a 17-year-old boy and she's got to wait till he's 18 to marry him.
No, it's like older.
Is that what you mean?
It's probably like older than that. It's more like a 36-year-old waiting for somebody to get 18.
Oh, that's creepy. That's creepy. We don't even want to talk about this.
You think so?
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's okay for a 22-year-old.
Love is love.
Yeah, 22-year-old that's attracted to like a 17-year-old if it's a fully developed human being. Many human beings get fully developed before they're 17 years old. So
You can be fully
visually,
developed at 14.
Visually.
exactly. So visually, right? You see somebody that's fully developed. You know, it's a human. It's a natural reaction. You don't know how they are just based on their age, right? It's like I seen dudes that come walking up and they got like full hairy ape legs. You know, with hair all down their legs, and they got hair coming out of their collar. Their chest hairs are coming out, you know, and they're fully developed, fully matured human body, and they're like 16, 17 years old. So it's like, you know, the human body progresses. Now, once you find out that that's a kid, then clearly it's like time to move on. And it's flip-flop for girls, too. Like, you might have a girl that's 16, 17 years old. She's fully developed as she's going to be. She looks like she's 25 or 22 or something like that. And so, like, it's a natural thing to be attracted to a fully developed woman, right? But once you find out she's a kid, obviously you're like, oh gosh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize she was so young.
Mentally, they aren't there. Plus, the internet, you know, they're trying to look older nowadays too. So
Yeah.
it's really dangerous
So
territory.
you have to be. I say wait till you're married to get involved in any kind of relations, and then therefore you don't have to worry about whether or not you know the legal documents you have to fill out to get married. You have to put how old you are. And you have to do blood tests and all that stuff. There's a benefit to waiting to have relations till you're married, and that's one of them.
Have
for
you
sure.
seen that girl who looks like she's 12, but she's actually like 26? Have you seen her?
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, what about girls that are older that look like they're
Yeah,
tiny?
she's having a hard time dating because like guys get called creeps and stuff.
Absolutely.
When they go out, but she's grown. She's a grown woman.
She should do like some Rogaine or something to get some facial hair that she has to deal with. You know, it'll age her.
So will stress.
Touche.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that's a good question. It's kind of awkward, but it is a fair question nowadays because there's a lot of you know creepy pedophile talk, you know, and I don't think you can instantly categorize somebody as a pedophile because they're like attracted to a human being that's fully developed, even though before they find out that the age of that person. Does that make sense? What?
Dang,
I went too far?
you went all the way there.
No, that's not. I'm just talking facts, right?
All right, we're gonna go to the next question.
Yeah, I'm just talking facts. Hey, I'm not at all saying that it's okay to be attracted to little kids. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you can be.
I was gonna have to go off.
There's a more technical term for it. So, pedophile or pedophile is like adolescence. I think it's lower than 13. But what we're talking about is an ephophile, somebody who's attracted to somebody who's 15 to 19. An adult who's attracted to somebody who's 15.
You mean like an adult, like 30 something, like Mazzani was saying?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's creepy altogether. Yeah, absolutely. If you're in your 30s or 40s, like I saw a freaking, who's the guy? He's Blake Shelton. Is that right? Blake Shelton? Is that a guy? Yeah, that's
The
a
country
guy.
singer?
Yeah, country singer. I saw a country music video of his, and he's like walking through this like thing, and there's like this rain wall that's separating him from this girl that's clearly like 20 or 18 or 19, and he's like my age. And like she's like it's keeping them away from their love can't like it's symbolic like they can't be with each other because of this rain wall or what. And I'm just like hold on a minute, dude. Like I got kids younger than her. You know, that's like to me that's creepy. Like if you got some old dude that's looking at teenage girls and stuff. Does that make sense?
Is it creepy if like young girls look at or young boys look at older people? Is that acceptable?
Older women?
I don't
It's
know.
called having a sugar daddy or a
Brown
cougar.
sugar papa.
What's up, girl? You know I'm going to take care of you. Once you hit my line. It's right here.
And then in a couple years you can take care of me.
What you need? You know I got
I
it.
take care of you
They'll
now.
take care of you real quick.
You can change my
Put some
diapers
vegetables
later.
Right in your sprinkle some plants in your food.
I do not know why we started with this question. This is.
I think it's a good way to start. You ready
Oh
for the next
gosh,
one? Then?
I'm sorry,
Please.
everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the Ask Big Van show. Thanks for asking those questions. That is very complicated. I hope we didn't offend anybody. We're just joking around up here. Yeah, put your questions in the comments below. And
Daniel.
oh yeah, white
Back at
vans.
it again with the white vans.
Yeah, so put your questions in the comments below.
Oh, I
and,
get it.
And let us know. Yeah, you
that
get it,
joke
white
was a lot
vans.
funnier than you guys gave that credit for. That joke was a lot funnier than you gave it credit for.
Yeah, Sage with his. We can't call them dad jokes. What do you call those when somebody tells a dad joke?
Oh, that's awkward.
Corny joke.
Corny or whatever. All right, Mazzani, let's kick it to another question. Good job. Thanks for asking that question, mister. I understand now why you were... By the way, that sound is called shark swimming. It doesn't sound like a shark swimming. It sounds like some woman in South America doing her clothes. And
Why she gotta be in South America?
why she got to be a woman? I understand. I've said too much. All right, let's go. Next
All right.
question.
This next question comes from Tracy. From Tracy, she wants to know, what is your favorite item you've bought this year?
Oh, clearly a Jeep for you, Tracy. I can't answer. I would be amiss
You
to
can't
answer.
take my answer. You have to have a different one.
I thought you were asking me to tell the world that I bought you a Jeep, and now
We bought that. Try that again.
okay, you're right. I'm sorry. No, that's good. That's a good buy for you. I'm trying to think of my favorite purchase so far this year. It's April now, so we bought some things, not many things, but what would be a cool purchase?
Well, I can share one of mine.
Yeah. What about you, Mr. Brown Sugar Papa?
I was super excited about it, actually.
Sugar.
And I'm glad that Amazon...
Wait, we should make you talk in that voice the whole show.
All right, so listen. I was really excited about getting this. It was an infrared moisture meter reader, right? So what it does basically is like you look at your phone and it'll show you the world, but in infrared.
I never heard that word infrared sound so sexy.
Military technology, you know.
I'm just kidding. You don't have to talk like that.
All right, thank you. Anyways, so it's like an infrared moisture reader, and it was like a $1,400 piece of sophisticated technology. And
It's
I
the
was
literal violence lady.
super excited about it. So, anyways, I got it from Amazon, and it turned out that it didn't really work that well.
Oh, really? You got it, and it didn't. It wasn't cool. I remember you were like you were like sharing text messages
yeah.
about it and everything.
I was pumped. I mean, but I'm gonna return it. Obviously,
Okay, get your money back because
Yeah.
it was pretty pricey too, right?
1,400 beans, boy.
Yeah, 1,400 smackaroonies.
But I really thought it was going to take the public adjusting game to the next
yeah,
level.
that's true. I know you did.
But, you know, I mean, it was a work investment. You know, you can write it off and all that. So a business purchase. But it just didn't turn out to be that great. So I would say my favorite purchase of the year is probably the 24-inch iMac. It's pretty reasonably priced. I think it's like $1,200, and it's like a 24-inch computer screen monitor computer all built in one with the new M1 chip. It's pretty powerful, and I like it a
Nice.
lot.
You put that in your new office.
In my new office.
I saw that. Yeah. Good deal, man.
Just like closing claims and stuff. It's
Yeah,
pretty
that's-
sweet.
That's really cool, man. I'm really proud of you. You did a really good job. Okay, Mazzani, what about you?
Thanks.
Look at her face. She's disgusted.
Thanks. Thanks.
What was your favorite purchase so far this year, Mazzani? And by the way, if you're watching this at home, put in the comments below what your favorite purchase was so we can talk about it with you as well. So let's hear your comments. And then now, Mazzani,
My favorite.
favorite thing you've purchased so far this year? The burrito. Have you bought anything this year?
I literally don't buy things for myself. I don't like to spend money. So,
Oh, goodness. You bought those headphones. I didn't buy
no,
those.
I didn't. These are from Zyda.
Oh, never mind then.
I sincerely don't. I can't think of anything. Let me think about something for my daughter that
Okay.
I liked. Hold on. It's probably something for Skylar. I bought her.
You were just telling me the other day about something cool. I can't remember what it was.
Huh?
Just the other day, you were like, look at this. I bought this for her, and it's awesome. But I don't remember what it was.
I bought her something?
Yeah, I was sitting in the office, and you came in there, and you were like, I got this for her. What was that?
It was probably just an outfit or something.
I think it was some kind of outfit.
The best things that other people have gotten me. I don't really look at things that I buy all that much. I'm not excited to buy things.
Mm-hmm.
So if I could pick somebody else, like somebody else bought me something, then I could.
Well, you know, Mazzani, brown sugar papa spoils all his ladies.
Okay,
keep
well,
that in mind.
Morbius is out. I like those tickets.
Oh, so she's calling it out. She's calling you in.
I like those tickets. I love Red
Put
Lobster.
your money where your mouth is, brown sugar papa.
No, see what happened was right now, the way my bank account's set up, like I'm gonna
You
have
better
to get
pull
you
the
back
checking
on
and the savings.
How about any of y'all back in the producer's room? Anything you guys proud of? Your fun purchase you guys have made this year that maybe you normally wouldn't have done? How about you, Tracy? Have you purchased anything so far this year?
Everybody knows I got my Jeep.
Yeah, she's been after me to get a Jeep for her for freaking, 25 years or so, something like that. And so this year we were able to get her a Jeep. Good deal, and she's got it all lettered up and all fancified. Looks good. It's cool looking.
Well, it stays dirty most of the time because we like to play in the mud and crawl over stuff, but
Yeah.
whatever. That's what it's for.
How about you, Sage, Mr. Sound Effect Man? By the way, you are killing it on those sound effects. You're doing a great job. What about you? What do you got to say about some purchases this year? You bought anything for your lady friend or anything like that?
I mean, no, nothing that I normally wouldn't buy her, like just random stuff. I'd say my one big purchase is not going to help my I'm not a dad thing, but I'm super excited about my new weed eater that I just bought.
Oh, yeah.
hell yeah.
There you go.
All right.
Now we're getting somewhere. You are excited about that because you called me and you were like giving me all the details
I'm
about
so
it.
hyped about
It's
it.
got
I
like
did so
37
much
RPMs per
research.
second.
Oh yeah.
I got a blade that's shaped like a skill saw blade. I got a blade that's shaped like a Jimmy John sandwich. I got.
So you got a weed eater?
He's
What
like
else
he
you
was super
got?
excited about it.
You
I was
got a
so hyped
ladder?
about it.
You got a ladder?
A
Yeah.
ladder?
Yeah. You
What?
got a ladder?
Is you like setting me up for a joke? Is
Your
there a
grass like
punchline in
super
here?
tall.
no,
You need somebody
have
to.
a ladder. I'm asking you, yes or no?
I mean, yeah, I have a ladder.
All right. Well, you have plans next Saturday.
You
Bring your weed eater and your ladder.
Yeah, all of a sudden his phone starts ringing. All these people are like, "Hey man, I heard you had a weed eater." Good question. Good question. I like that. That was a good talk. What about anybody put any comments in there about what they've purchased? I can't see the comments because they won't let me have access to it.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I got this one right here. He hasn't even used it yet.
Oh,
We'll take care of that real quick. We'll take care of that real quick.
buying tools
We
just
got some-
just for show. I don't want to get them
got a whole
dirty.
bush.
You can't get them dirty. This thing costs $174.
What you buy it for?
Thanks for the support, babe.
Why you buy it for? All right.
The one comment his woman makes all night. She's like, he ain't even used it. You stole from my kid. All right, let's get to another question, and we will try to solve
Absolutely.
another
So
problem.
this
That's good.
This next question that ooh, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
This next question that I have is actually they want to know your take on Will Smith smacking the
Ooh.
That's a good one.
not the bad word, but it does say that.
Well, he said that.
Chris
Chris Rock
Rock.
said that.
Yeah, he did. He
He's
said,
like, Will Smith just walked up and slapped the shit out of me. He did.
did he say it just like that?
He did, kinda. So
What? Why? Oh, I'm racist now because I talk like Chris Rock? Everybody talks like Chris Rock when they're talking like Chris Rock. You can't do Chris Rock without talking like Chris Rock.
Will
How do you
Smith
talk like Chris?
just smacked the shit out of me.
Yeah.
That's how you should have said
Will Smith just walked up and slapped the crap out of me.
it. Yes, exactly. That's appropriate.
No, Chris Rock talk like this. This is how Chris Rock talk.
Yo, man, you are
Mazzani
so
is-
good at that. You're so
I gotta find a button that says racist.
Mazzani thinks that's racist if I talk like Chris Rock.
Isn't he good at that, Mazzani? That was
What's-
spot on.
Remember when Michael Scott?
So good.
Remember when Michael Scott did that Chris Rock routine where it was a super racist routine?
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
What's his name? Stanley is just
It's
sitting there like,
Stanley was saying, he's like, well, if you go, Michael was just getting pissed off. He's like, if you're a fan of The Office, unlike Mazzani, if you're a fan of The Office, you'll know exactly what we're talking about. It's hilarious. But Mazzani, she can't even handle it. Okay, yeah, Will Smith. Everybody in the whole world's talked about this 100 times. If you don't know, if you're just watching this in the first time, and your arms are tired from pushing that rock off of you that you live under, then I'll tell you what happened. That's it. So Chris Rock was hosting the what was it? The Academy Awards? Yeah.
Yeah.
And on the front row was Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, his wife, and she has a hair like a hair
She has
Alopecia.
alopecia.
yeah, and so where she loses some hair, so she just shaved her head, right? That's how she wears her hair now. Well, Chris Rock decided he was going to drop a funny joke about her, and so like when he's like kind of scanning around the room, just dropping bombs, he's like, "Oh, and by the way, Jada Pinkett, can't wait to see G.I. Jane 2." You know, and
You
like,
got to set that up right, though. He said, "I love you. Can't wait." So he was making very light of that situation.
Yeah, but I mean, clearly, I would say that Chris Rock did not know that about her. He wouldn't have said that joke. That's my take on it. I don't think he knew that she had that.
Well, there was a lot more.
You can't make
context.
joke about people's diseases. That's like super unaccepted.
That's super sensitive.
Right.
I thought we could make fun of everybody. I thought everybody's okay.
You can't make fun of like crippled people.
I tell
and-
jokes
and
about
things.
kids down on
You
school
can't-
buses.
Yeah, you can't pick on somebody for their disease. That's like super politically incorrect.
So
anyways, so Chris Rock drops this offensive comment about her. And so, I'm going to prove why it was offensive. So she turns and looks at Will like, oh, hell no, he didn't.
Who's laughing?
And Will at first was kind of laughing, like smiling a little bit. Well, she looks at Will. Will's like, say no more. And he stands up. He's sitting on the front row of the game, walks straight up to Chris Rock in the middle of the show on live TV and whap, smacks the crap out of him. Goes back and sit down. And Chris Rock is just kind of like, he literally said, "Oh, Will Smith just walked up and slapped your blank out of me." Well, then when he says that, Will shouts back from his seat, "Keep my wife's mouth out." No, keep my wife.
That's what he should have said.
He said, "Keep my wife's name out your mother blankety mouth." And he shouts that a couple times from his seat. Then it kind of de-escalates and
He said, "I will."
yeah, that's right. Chris Rock.
I'm going to.
Yeah.
I'm going to. Yeah, Chris Rock, I will give you, handled that very professionally.
You could tell he was flustered, though.
Everybody for the first week thought it was a staged thing. They thought it was something to try to get ratings for the Academy Awards. And the proof that it wasn't is the Academy Awards responded to that by banning Will Smith from the Academy Awards for 10 years. Did you guys hear that?
I heard he was banned.
Yeah, banned for 10 years.
They're shutting down a lot of stuff.
That's crazy.
They're
That's
shutting down a lot of Will Smith stuff.
that's
Bel
legit.
Air, I heard they're shutting that down.
Are they
He
really?
was working on
That's
a Netflix
way too much. That's-
special.
oh, man.
They're shutting that down.
Bel Air was already a terrible show.
I didn't watch it, but it's just like
Yeah.
I heard he was funded. How you gonna shut him down? You know?
Anyway, well, they
They'll pull it
well,
from there.
yeah, whoever's putting it out.
But
anyhow,
but
yeah.
before you continue,
Okay.
I was wanting you to finish so I could make some
Finish talking with Chris Rock.
So whenever he made his statement, and Jada got upset, she didn't look to Will. She rolled her eyes and looked up. You could see it. She didn't say
But
that, but he saw it.
yeah, what I'm saying is he saw it.
He saw
and he was
it.
like, oh,
Yeah, but
Chris
he
Rock
was
done crossed the
laughing-
line.
Yeah, but he was laughing with everybody else. If
Well.
it was that touchy of a subject, and in any case, that's
Well, it clearly
empowering.
is to her.
If you tell me I look like G.I. Jane, have you seen her?
No. Not
Have
when
you
it's
seen
a joke.
her?
Yeah, but not when it's a derogatory joke about your hair that you have no control over because of a disease.
She had a couple of patches. Yeah, that's absolutely true. She could have actually hid that. She could have got a weave, anything. She chose to shave her hair. She knew what was going to happen. She's not safe. She's in the limelight. If it's not Chris Rock, it's somebody else.
Disagree.
But Will did what he needed to do by standing up for his woman.
I
disagree.
fully back Will Smith. If that would have happened, and I pray that I would have had the courage to do what Will Smith did. If I was in that same role,
I disagree.
think-
Violence is never the answer.
think we're-
violence is always the answer.
We're missing some very, very
I'm
important
kidding.
context.
I'm
here.
kidding. I said that as a hyperbole because
And
of what
he
you
wants
said.
to get mad at
But
Chris, but he can't get mad at August.
I said that.
He'll be
I said
doing that
violence
till
is always the
August.
answer as a hyperbole because you said violence is never the answer, and that's not true. Violence is not never the answer. If people break into your house and you call the cops to come get them out of your house, Do you want them to use violence to get them out of your house?
That's true, but this wasn't the
There's
place.
some
This
good
was
violence.
not the time or place. You're absolutely correct. I don't disagree with that.
Some violence
But this
is
was
good
not
violence.
the time or place. He could have took him off stage. He could have waited until he went to the back. He could have stepped off and cooled off himself.
Well,
We're missing important context
I
to this
don't
whole
know.
situation.
Oh, okay, I'm
Like,
waiting.
the-
Go ahead.
Okay,
the,
tell us.
the affair, the public affair. Well, it's not an affair.
Why are you bringing up the dirt? Why are you bringing this? mud?
This
Because
isn't
it's
dirt, this is
relevant.
public, and
It's
it's absolutely
Why is it relevant?
It's relevant because
So
you're
let
not
me-
going to get mad at August, but you're going to get mad at
Let me
Chris.
explain it. Let me
Okay,
break it down.
tell the
for
people
you.
watching
Yeah.
at home what it is you're talking about.
So Will and Jada Pinkett Smith have an open marriage, but they're from Hollywood, so it's like
is that a label somebody else put on there? Or did they say those?
they
words?
have an agreement of some sorts in which it's acceptable. I guess they've loved freely and they do what they want. They're Hollywood folks.
Again, is this something Hollywood has said, or have you seen it, that those verbiage come out of their mouths?
You know, I've never heard it from them explicitly.
We'll
Okay.
have to watch
But
the Red Table
the
Talk.
fact does remain that
Because we want to be sure we're not just regurgitating
Exactly.
bullcrap rumors.
you're right. You're right.
Okay.
So to be fair and responsible, it is a fact that she did have an affair with August
She
Alsina.
did say that.
Right.
I remember she said that. Yes.
Right? And that was publicly exposed. And Will Smith was run through the ringer for years,
Yeah.
being made fun of.
Because he cried when she told him.
Well, no, because your wife is cheating on you. Like,
Well, no, it's because he cried. They use his crying face as a
on
meme.
The Red Table
on
Talk.
virtually
Absolutely,
every-
they do. But it's just the accumulation of all these memes are just making fun of Will and their relationship. And I've seen other videos too where it doesn't seem like they, this may be taken out of context, but every video that I see of those two interacting is super negative. Like they don't. get
Chris
along.
and Will, or Will and Jada.
Will and Jada.
Okay.
Right. So I think all those years of just being made fun of for being a C word.
Let's address Jeffrey's comment. Jeffrey, good comment. That he says after that came out, it did not look like Will Smith was on board. So that may be some affirmation. What I'm saying is that maybe they don't have an open marriage because of Will's response to that news.
Yeah.
Right? If they had open marriage, maybe he'd been like, "Oh, that's cool. I knew about that." I'm sorry.
I mean, if he had an open marriage, wouldn't it come out somewhere that maybe he's had an affair because it's all open?
I mean,
Yeah.
it's cool if he does.
Again, I think that I've never heard. Just kidding. I've never heard either one of them use that verbiage. And the only information I know of is that one time on the Red Table where she said publicly that she, in the past had an affair with that guy.
An entanglement.
And it sounds to me like Hollywood has then reformed that conversation to say, oh, they've got an open marriage, which I don't know that they've ever said that they do.
I thought I heard it before that. Though.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've seen interviews with Jada where she was like, I saw an interview with her years back where she said that she goes to the gym every day because she's got to keep her body tight because those cougars or those wildcats are trying to get her man. So she's got to keep herself in right? So, I mean, that doesn't sound like she's not.
Here's the
Does
thing.
that make
I
sense?
feel like the way that Will reacted, he's really committed to her. If they have an open marriage, it's for her. I don't think it's for him. I think he's trying to keep her. That's how he acts. He acts like he's whipped by her.
I think
does.
we're all speculating without any foundation right now because, everything I've ever seen about their family, I've seen shows with their families on it. Steve, they seem like a solid family. I think all of this about open marriage stuff,
Their son wears a skirt.
it sounds like it's all bull. It just sounds like
What's
I don't
wrong
see
with
any
that?
foundation. I see no foundation for what they're saying, what these rumors are about open marriage and all this stuff. Now, there is truth that she stated that she had an affair in the past, and I don't know, has Will ever confessed to having an affair? I don't know.
I don't think so.
But so therefore, we have a typical marriage relationship where a lot of marriages go through that. Where one of them there's some infidelity with one of them, but just because one of them had some infidelity and then they worked through it and got past it, that doesn't mean that it qualifies as they have an open marriage, which just justifies my statement that Will Smith is in fact justified in smacking the crap out of Chris Rock.
But do you think it was just Chris that he was smacking, or was he smacking all those people that were trolling him for years?
Smacking everybody.
That's what I think it was.
I like the way. Let's get into the nitty gritty right here. Let's get down to the dirt. I want to talk about the way he smacked Chris. Right? He didn't. He didn't walk up and be like, "Let me tell you something," and come back here like, "Wow!" He came up and he's like, "Whoa," like a ninja.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Like. He came up and pulled his hand back really fast and smacked with upper body core strength.
It was a pimp slap for
It was awesome because like he had to do it in a manner that if he telegraphed it too much, Chris Rock could have defended or backed up or dodged it. Right? So he kept it to the last second that he was going to let Chris Rock know he was slapping him. And did you see it even looked awkward. It was kind of like he came across like this like British soldier thing. and smacked the crap
It's
out of
just
him.
not-
I thought it was pretty cool.
It doesn't seem right that comedians can't even make jokes anymore, and they have to censor everything for people's feelings.
I mean, I think I agree with what you're saying. Like comedians, they're comedians. They're supposed to say kind of
You
a
should
borderline.
expect that.
You should expect it, but also nobody expected Will Smith's response. And as a husband, as a father, as a family man, I mean, hey, you know, he's paying the price. Didn't we talk about this before? Freedom of speech, and if how people react to that, or what people say, you know, society should be the ones who level it out.
Yeah.
You know, we've talked about it on this show before. It's like, I think people have the right to say whatever they want, but you may suffer the consequence for what you say. You know, and that's what's happened. Chris Rock has the right to say that, but he suffered the consequence. He got smacked like a biatch right there on live TV.
he needs to fire all security, and he needs to sue the Oscars.
Yeah, exactly. Chris Rock should be responding different as well. Where was your security? You guys hired me to do a gig, and
You
now
let
this
him
guy
walk
walked
up and
straight up,
smack me.
walked right up, smacked me right on the, you know what I mean? So Chris Rock should be
They
responding
should
like
be
that.
compensating him.
I
handsomely.
personally have more respect for Chris Rock because of his response. I didn't have a lot of respect for him before that. His routines on Netflix and stuff are very racist. He's one of the most racist comedians, black comedians that there are. But so that's lost a lot of respect from him. But his professional demeanor and response when he was and held it together, and like you could see he was definitely flustered after that. Like he mixed up a couple lines
Because his mind was thinking of all the things he could say to him at that
Yeah.
time. He's a comedian. In his brain, he was firing him up.
He was probably thinking, I'm about to jump Will's tail right here. He ain't off the stage yet. I can still get that sucker. You know.
He said, I could, literally, I could, and then he let it go.
Yeah, and I feel like he did an amazing job because I know when you're the host of something, like even on the show, you have to keep things hopping and moving and shaking. You got to be thinking constantly, pushing and keeping comments lively and everything. So the fact that he knew that we're live, they've hired me to do a job. I could lose it. I could walk off the stage. I could storm off. I could fight with Will, whatever. But instead, he composed himself, even kind of like recalibrated and got focused, and then finished on to the next segment. Very good. I'm very good one, Chris Rock. So yeah, what do you guys think about that in the comments below? Everybody in the room, do you disagree with me? Agree? What do you think?
I disagree, but it's cool.
You do disagree? You don't think Will Smith should have slapped him? Mm-mm. There's a lot of this is a very polarizing topic. I've read a lot of both ways.
I stand by he would not have slapped him if he wasn't already enraged from being made fun of for so many years.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
I think he would have slapped him if his wife would have let it go. If
she
she
was
would have
laughing?
and let it go a little bit.
I agree.
Her reaction is what caused him to react.
Because he's a good man.
Yeah, I agree, Mazzani. Her reaction that's what I keep saying. It's like if she was laughing, I think he would have been like, okay, no big deal. But when he saw that she was insulted publicly in front of millions of people, his response is, okay.
But then she didn't have his back. She's a terrible wife because you want to have a good husband who supports you, who will smack somebody on national TV and ruin his reputation for you.
Yeah.
But you can't even back him. She was like, I can fight my own battles.
Oh, is that what she said?
Yeah, he said he was exaggerating. He was over the top. That was uncalled for. She does not stand behind him.
Oh, yeah, that's lame. I didn't know she said that.
Yeah. So if she felt that way, he just slapped him for no reason. He didn't slap him for him. He didn't
Yeah.
make fun of him.
Yeah, from the very first time I saw the slap, I said Will Smith handled that the proper way that a good husband would handle it. When he saw her face, in his mind he calibrated, or he thought about the fact that Chris Rock insulted her in public. I'm gonna punish him in public. That's why that's why I used to tell my kids. Remember that, Trace? Whenever kids would act out in public, I'd be like, "Okay, you're gonna act like a fool in front of everybody. You're gonna get disciplined in front of everybody."
You go to jail.
I don't know. That's assault, though. I don't know if I agree with you on that one. Like,
I don't know, man. It's
You gotta think.
open-handed. His open-handed
He could have
slap.
smacked him off screen. He could have even went to the back and had
But
a
he
conversation
didn't insult
with
her
him.
off screen.
Yeah, but he's a professional. He has to save face. He knows what his brand is. He knows.
I don't know. He
And
was off the clock.
He's also a grown man. He knows what's right and what's wrong. I'm not saying that, if you feel led to smack somebody and that's how you feel, do you, boo-boo. But
Yeah.
you need to do it in a space that's not on national television.
I don't know. She insulted him. He insulted her on national TV.
And I think
I
think that the whole alopecia community that stood behind her for Will Smith smacking her would have had her back regardless. They would have went for him
Yeah.
even if Will Smith didn't smack him, regardless.
I don't think anybody would ever even know the word alopecia if Will Smith had not smacked that guy. I never heard it
It's
before.
actually
then.
a really
Nobody
it's a
would have
really
cared
big
about
issue.
Nobody would care. The
Academy.
alopecia community would have been raising Cain about Chris Rock, and everybody been like, "Oh my gosh, somebody else is PETA or some tree huggers or somebody's mad about something, like they always do, right? Nobody pays attention to that stuff. So Will Smith brought attention to that community. Will Smith brought attention to insults, and he brought attention to his family. And, so he doesn't get an Academy Award for 10
have you
years.
watched G.I. Jane?
Yeah. Oh, no,
Is
is
that really such a negative thing to be called?
No, it's not that. He was making fun of the fact she didn't have any hair, not that she was a strong woman.
But you get how that can be. She conveyed it that way.
Yeah.
That was her decision. She could have said it. I would have stood up and made a muscle or something like, yeah, bro, thanks. Cool. What's up?
But also, that was an insult. That's been an insult for years. Who was that telling me about that? Was you telling me about that? That shaved head, that's an insult whenever women have those closely shaved heads and you comment G.I. Jane?
I don't see
I've
how.
never heard that before,
No, never.
honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Never.
Somebody was telling me that for years, since that movie came out, that's been used as an insult towards women.
She was beautiful that whole movie.
Oh, yeah. Maybe
Gorgeous.
More. She's still gorgeous.
And then how buff she was, and she embraced it, and she didn't have a weird looking
She's like
head.
freaking, how old is she? Like mid to late 60s? Anymore?
Yeah, her kids with Bruce Willis are like grown.
And somebody was saying, I just saw a picture or something about her, and she was like, she's got a new love interest or something or whatever. I mean, and showed a picture of her, and I was like, holy cow, she looks like she's 35. Anyways. Okay, good question. Sorry if we got off topic there. And if you disagree with us or agree with us, put it in the comments below. Hey there, Linnea. Thanks for tuning in, watching. Let us know what you think about our comments. If you agree with Will Smith smacking the crap out of Chris Rock, or thanks Jeffrey for tuning in. Definitely appreciate you guys watching. You are why we do the show, honestly. So.
Okay.
That's what Chris Rock should have done.
Yeah, exactly. Oh wait, before we go to the next topic, let me say something.
Hey.
I watched the. I'm sorry. Go ahead if you want
It'd
to.
be funny to put that as a clip, like, and act like it's real. Yeah. Academy Awards releases backstage footage of Chris Rock.
Please, that would be funny. But have you seen that? There's a TikTok going around, and there's an interview with this famous rapper, and she got in trouble because there was a fight that broke out at a club she went to, and a girl threw her drink in her face, and she rocked her. She was like, all right, and she beat her up. And they said, after that, do you still fighting? Because it had been a long time, and it had all like died down. Yeah. And she goes, no, I don't fight no more. And they said, why? They said, because that fight cost me $15,000. And she said, for real? He's like, yeah, it costs too much to fight. Now I call the police. She said it just like that.
That's ridiculous, though, because I actually looked this up. I bought a T-shirt after former President Joe Biden won the election, and it was, former Vice President Joe Biden. Yeah.
Talk about it.
Stephen Crowder, he's an intelligent guy. Yeah. So I just don't acknowledge that.
I got you.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What were you about to say there?
Won the election. I bought I guess you could call it a derogatory T-shirt that was kind of alluding to Joe Biden's criminal ties with other countries and his special interest deals. And I was wondering, like, what if I wore this out to a bar in Charlotte? And there's a lot of indoctrinated, ignorant people there, so they might take offense to it. And I'm like, imagining a scenario where somebody threw a drink in my face and how I'd react, especially, if they were a different gender, whatever they identified as, presumably, what would I do in that situation? And I Googled it, and actually throwing a drink in somebody.
It's assault.
It's assault.
Yeah.
So you can call the police and have that person arrested.
Yeah, but she put her in the hospital.
No, hang on, because it doesn't matter, and it shouldn't matter if that person is famous or not, or if they have a ton of money or not. The fact remains that they've been assaulted. They have every right to defend themselves. Mm-hmm. Now, did she go past the point of self-defense is the question.
That was a good topic right there. Now, speaking of that.
What about Ezra Miller? Have you?
No, I don't know that story.
Ezra Miller, have you heard about him?
Mm-mm.
No. Who is he?
He's the. I'm sorry.
He's
the actor who plays the Flash in not in the TV show but the movies.
Oh.
He assaulted
the wallflower.
some people in a bar because he was drunk and he threw drinks at them, and now he has been. There was a Flash movie being made. It was in production. They released a trailer for it. They canceled it. He's been fired from Warner Brothers over the incident.
It's so ridiculous. Wow. Just, whatever.
Well, they did that to Michael Phelps. I'm sorry.
I just think it's overacting. It's
these people that are famous too. They probably overreact sometimes. Like, do you know who I am? And then they just kind of go off. I can imagine that.
Yeah, like that girl that hit that other girl at the bar. Did she lose her job?
No, she was clubbing with her.
Yeah, but I'm saying, did she lose her job?
She didn't lose anything. She got 15 grand.
Where's she work at?
I don't know. That's a good question because she could have her fans just bombard.
Well,
them.
that's what I'm saying. It's like nobody, like for regular people, you don't go back to their job. Their job has nothing to do with that. You were out at a club, you were at a grocery store, or whatever. If I went down to the grocery store and had it all out, knock down, drag out, rolling across the parking lot, fight with some dude, do you think that my boss is going to like fire me for that?
It could be if it's racially charged or if they stamp it as racially charged. Even if you're not a racist, they will fire you. If they find out where you work and they have your face clear, that's why all these Karens are getting fired.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
It's
this
a
whole
real
thing.
issue.
I mean, I don't condone fighting.
Because I said Karens.
I don't condone attacking people. Yeah, that's racist.
No,
Thank you very
said
much.
Even if they characterize it as racially charged, are
Yeah.
you saying that people mischaracterize those types of
no.
things for political
Whoa.
gain and expedience? Like what?
Oh wow, not Mazzani. She wouldn't think that.
Well,
Makes
okay,
the world
so
as racist.
if you get arrested and they put you in the paper, then it looks negatively on your employer because they're like,
That's true.
You know,
Yeah, especially if it says Shuford Mills man attacks
Yeah.
white woman in parking lot.
racist Van Estes gets in fight in Lowe's parking lot, works for Fat Ox. They're probably all racist over there.
Yeah, McDonald's fry cook attacks small-minded individuals.
Small-minded.
Whatever. All right. Anyways, Mazzotti, let's go on to the next question.
This
I think-
headline's not spicy enough. Put a racist in there. See how that pops. Oh yeah.
You don't even have to put a racist. You could even like say it's a white dude that attacks another white guy,
White man.
or let's say it's a black guy attacks another black guy, but you don't say the first guy's black. So you're like,
Emotional damage.
you say like McDonald's fry cook attacks black man at
Yeah.
restaurant, and you're like, what?
Uh-huh. Exactly.
Behold my mighty hand.
So anyway, all right, let's go. Let's get another question. We got any other questions?
Yes, we have other questions.
Okay, let's move on from
Yeah.
this topic.
So this question is, What?
I just wanted to comment real quick. It seems like nobody was addressing it. That was actually, as much as I do personally stand behind Will Smith, that was a great joke crafted by Chris Rock. Because if you've seen the movie, like in the movie, she has her hair cut short, of course, alluding to the alopecia thing. But also that character cheats on her husband with a younger man.
Oh,
So it's a very well-crafted joke by Chris Rock that nobody seems to be talking about because he slammed.
I had
Like,
no
it was
idea.
perfect.
I don't even remember.
I did not remember that.
I don't
Yeah.
even remember that from
I
that movie.
only
Yeah, that's what
remember
keeps
her
getting,
having
like,
like
walked
separate
over.
separate bunks and doing
Layers.
push-ups.
Oh
That's all I
gosh,
remember.
maybe that's what set him.
Wow.
off.
Yeah, he definitely crossed the line. Will Smith did what any man would have done. Let
Yeah.
me be sitting there. You talk about my girl like that, bro. It's the same. I don't care where we're at.
That's right.
But it's a great
my
joke
boy.
by Chris Rock. You got to give him props. Give credit where credit's due. He killed that.
I'm gonna be mad if you embarrass me in front of everybody like that. Like,
Bro, I
you
don't know why
made-
you wouldn't act like I wouldn't hit
made
somebody for you.
You made it literally a bigger thing than what it is. I make more fun of myself than he ever
That's a
could.
good question, Mazzani. I got a question for all the ladies watching at home and even in the studio. Your man goes up and does what Will Smith does. Do you feel, even though you, albeit a little bit embarrassed, do you feel a sense of pride? Like, hell yeah, that's my man. That's my man. Just protected me right there. Protected my reputation.
If it's a dude, I guess you're supposed to.
Yeah,
But I
if
feel
you
like
were Jada Pinkett Smith in that situation, would you feel like that's my guy getting my back in public?
he just laughed at me. All I feel like is you knew you was getting in trouble when you get home. That's all. That's all
What
I'm
about
thinking.
you? What about you, Tracy? If that was you and you're sitting on the front row and millions of people watching, and some guy drops a joke about you, insulting you, and then I stood up, went and slapped the guy, would you feel
After
embarrassed?
you laughed?
Would you be embarrassed by me doing that? Would you, even though you're a little bit embarrassed, would you be like, heck yeah, that's my man. He's gonna
I would
get,
expect it, or you'd not be having a ride home.
I'm gonna be slapping some big kisses on him tonight when we get to the
I didn't
house.
say none of that.
I'm gonna be getting my chapstick. We're gonna be, man.
All right, and for that I'm out.
Ew.
We gonna suck face when we get home.
Yo, Sage, how
Remember
about
that? You guys,
pointing
if you're
out-
not old enough, that was a saying back in the '80s. Suck face if you're gonna like kiss and make out with people. Whoever came up with
Now,
that saying?
let me ask a question. Let me ask a question about that. Okay, so everybody's kind of bashing Will for standing up for her, whatever. How is that different, better or worse, than two girls going out, hanging out, one of them gets made fun of, and the other girl addresses the issue the same way? Are you going to look at it the same, or are you going to look at it different?
Now you can't even fight your own battles. Why are we going out together?
I'm not
I'm
saying
supposed to
I
jump
can't-
in with you, not
Yeah.
for
Listen,
you.
I'm not saying you can't jump, you can't do your own battles, but if I hang out with Kendall or whatever and somebody starts trashing her and she doesn't say anything, I'm going to be quick to run my mouth. I've always been that way.
That's different. You're her mama.
No, but even my friend Elizabeth, I would do the same thing with her, or she would do the same thing to me. If somebody was trashing me, Elizabeth would swing on them. I don't doubt that at all.
I expect my friend to be able to stand on her own 2 feet. You better be able to open your mouth. But I got you with the ad libs. Yeah, and what? And you're gonna do what? And you're gonna bring who? I want to be that girl. I have your back, and I'm gonna talk just as much trash as you are. But you need to be able to stand on your own 2 feet because I want you to be okay when I'm not around.
So
How do you think?
Go ahead.
How do you think Will Smith would have reacted if it was like Amy Schumer making the joke?
Good question. That's a good question.
That's quality.
As a feminist, I always say equal rights, equal fights. So Amy could have got the hands too.
No, you know what? I think if Amy was doing it, I think Jada would have got up and said something. Jada should have got up.
Why wouldn't Will have done that?
I think that's a good question because she's a chick, I guess, and it's like it's a issue where Jada shouldn't have to protect herself against a man, and so. I don't know. It's a very interesting topic, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, what did she say? Because I'd do it for him and have done it. If he doesn't, we got a problem with our relationship. Yeah, I think across the board, I think the majority, Mazzani, I respect your opinion, and I think there are some women who feel the way that you do, that Will was out of line and you should be able to protect yourself and everything. But I think across the board, the majority of women, there's still a subconscious thought process back to almost like the colonial or the Victorian era where women are prim and proper and the men protect the women, so to think that Jada should have protected herself or done something to be tough and whatever, when in fact I think the subconscious feeling is that Jada should have sat there all prim and proper with her hands folded across her legs, and Will should have gone to the duel for this.
Chivalry. I feel like
yes.
you're misunderstanding me. I have indicated several times that it's okay for him to address the issue. What I'm not okay with is how he done it. And what I'm not okay with is that he laughed and then decided to be upset.
Yeah.
Like, you've already laughed. You've already not been chivalrous.
There is that.
You know what I'm saying?
I
It's
do.
too late for you.
Yeah, unless he thought maybe it's not that bad of a joke until he saw her reaction. He was like, oh, man, this is really inappropriate. I didn't realize it was that bad. I didn't know it would affect her like this, and clearly it does.
You know what would have been nicer?
So now it's time to go to hands.
What would have really showed Chris Rock if he would have grabbed her hand and looked her in her eyes and said it's okay and loved on her and then gave him the daggers the whole time. We've been talking after the show. You know what I'm saying? That's more like, I'm a professional. I'm in the limelight. You have to know how to act when you're famous.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well said.
He's off the clock, though, when he's there. You know what I mean? He's just a regular dude with his wife and kids.
He's at
So-
the Oscars.
No, there's got to be a middle ground.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. There has to be. Like, I agree that you should keep it professional and you shouldn't sink to someone else's level if they're, like behaving like low. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't bring yourself down to the gutter
He
with
went all
them.
the way down in the gutter.
And I respect
he
that,
passed
but-
Chris.
Absolutely, but there's still this fact of, like he said, if you act up in public, you get corrected in public.
Yeah, exactly, Sage. Let's recap the slap, right? He walked.
Recap the slap.
Somebody make that a sound. Make that a sound.
Listen,
That's
he
pretty good.
walked professionally and with poise and dignity.
walked like
He
a
adjusted
model.
his tie. He walked up, smacked the crap out of him, turned around, and professionally walked back. It was a symbol. It wasn't a violence. It wasn't a violent reaction. If it was violence, he would have stormed the stage and pummeled him like they were out in the street or something. This wasn't a violent reaction. This was a symbolism. You've insulted my woman. I will open-handedly slap you like a challenge to a duel. Right? This is all about symbolic.
Yeah, but duels were in the privacy, usually at sunup, and you met in a
No,
secluded
you
spot
slapped
because you could get in
somebody
trouble.
in public to challenge them to a duel.
You laid a token at their
Usually,
feet.
usually, yes. Before you if you were really a super high up in royalty, you would take your glove off and use your glove to slap them. But he didn't. So, but it was about slapping publicly, which was a public insult. Oh, you slapped me? You couldn't even punch me like a man? You've insulted me, right? And so it was a public insult, is why he slapped him open.
Why do we stop
open-handed.
doing that?
Because of people like you fussing whenever Will Smith slaps Chris
Wait,
Rock.
I have an opinion on this.
Okay, I'm
I
sorry.
have an opinion, and I think it has a lot to do with the age gap. Think about this for a second, the age gap. Van, you and I are in the age bracket that...
You and me got
Shut
a
up.
whole lot
Anyway,
of history.
We're in the age bracket where men open car doors and open doors and protect women with everything they have. Mazzani is in the era where men don't do that anymore because they can get what they want without doing it.
Men don't exist.
I disagree.
I mean, like now let me say this. There are the few and far between that are raised by chivalrous men, but then you have the ones that are raised
'Cause my
by,
dad died.
pardon the expression, shit people, and it has nothing to do with your dad,
Tracy,
Ronnie.
we're on live international television here.
The other man that helped raise you.
That is true.
You know,
That is true.
You know, has taught you what to expect from men. Whether you accept that or not is on you. But that's
She's
what I'm
throwing
saying.
shade.
The age difference. You know, Will was in the age bracket that Van and I are in. This is
How
what
old
you
is Will
do
Smith?
for women. You know, and
I think he's
so
about your age.
he was brought up that way. He was in that era.
No, I mean, I think that the way he handled that is exactly correct. He did not go up and punch him and assault him, like tackle him to the ground and just beat on him.
He is 53.
Okay. So he's freaking 6 years older than me. But, you know, he walked up there respectfully, slapped the crap out of the guy, and turned around and walked back and adjusted his suit. It was a symbolism that you've crossed the line, you've insulted my wife, and I have come up and open-handedly slapped you. So
I know why I don't understand.
okay.
Because you know how, when all your girls were little, you would take them on dates and stuff.
Oh man.
We didn't do that.
Oh man.
Tracy,
Well, technically, I went with you and your dad to a father-daughter dance. And did I dance with you at that father-daughter dance?
Perhaps.
I think so. So you can shove it.
That was a long time ago.
Tracy, I think you brought up a really good point, and what I would attribute to the change in cultures, 4 things, if I may.
Joe Biden, Kamala Harris,
Democrats,
Nancy Pelosi.
devil worship. Okay, for real though, birth control. All right,
Okay,
internet culture with instant gratification,
that's true.
feminism,
Feminism has been around for a long time for me too.
neo-feminism,
Okay.
That's pretty popular now.
and welfare are the reasons that men no longer behave as men.
Oh yeah.
Birth control, I mean, it allows people to plan their lives out and have babies when they want to have babies, right? But the bad side of it is there's no accountability when it comes to sex anymore. So
Yeah.
men can get whatever they want, and women can do whatever they want. It's sexually liberating for them because they don't have to worry about the consequences anymore,
Liberation.
right? We've got internet culture, and that kind of in turn makes us value or respect women less, I think.
Yeah.
Internet culture, obviously, we've got
Did you know in the old days, like not within 100 years ago, but 100, 150 years ago, older than that, if, when they had the wedding night, the families were there.
Ooh.
In the bed chamber.
Go get them.
Did you know
That was
that?
only royalty. I thought that was only royalty.
No, that was there for one reason. So both families could contest that there was blood on the sheets after they consummated the marriage, that she was a virgin. And if she wasn't, they would take her out and kill her.
Damn right.
So I'm just saying, times have changed quite a bit. So
Well, feminism, I think, is a good thing. Obviously, women want to be in the workplace and they want to be treated equally. But it also kind of, I would say, neo-feminism especially has, a lot of women have adopted a cavalier mentality mindset when it comes to sexual relations as well. And if that's the prize, and
in
they give it-
relations,
if they give it away so easily, if they behave like
why buy the cow
most men,
when you get that
If
milk
they
for
behave
free?
like most men. I want to hear you out. If they behave,
oh, I thought we got canceled.
if
All
they
right.
behave like most men.
Shut them down.
Anyways, the next one is welfare. Right? We're not going to elaborate. I don't have time, but welfare is the same program that Democrats tout is them caring for people when really, in my mind, it's a mental trap. It's communism.
Yes.
Why work to better yourself or strive for more when the state is going to hand something out to you and at the same time punish you for trying to better your life, punish you for having a father in your household. Statistically, when a father isn't in the household, for boys and girls, they misbehave, they go to jail a lot earlier, they fail out of school. You
Yeah,
know,
there's a lot of statistics about that.
a lot of bad problems. And the welfare system that mostly targets minorities says, don't keep the father in your household and we'll give you more money. That's where the whole birth of I don't need no man came from. Right?
I've heard people say, I don't want to get married because if I do, I don't get my welfare,
Exactly. Right.
I've definitely seen that firsthand. And across the board, not just in minority families and households, but even in like poor white families and stuff like that. I had a guy come to work for me one time, and then he worked one day and then found out how much he was going to make and then quit because it was going to put him outside of being able to get all of his, all the stuff that he had really become accustomed to having.
Yeah.
All of the
handouts.
The handouts. And so it was like, well, I can't afford to do that. Then I'll have to just go back to not working at all.
I think that the best thing you could do in that case is to help people for a while. Like, it's okay, you're down. That's what it's here for. Let's help you, and then put things in place where you have to get better. You have to. And then there are programs that help you find jobs, programs that help you get education. And then as you get that, they still give you a certain amount of assistance until you can get in a spot where they want you to succeed. It's just America doesn't want you to succeed. It's not America the Great anymore.
It's not America.
I'm sorry. I just feel like this is my opinion.
Okay,
this is my opinion. I feel like that the rich get richer off the backs of the poor, and the best way to keep people poor is to not help.
Keep them dependent and keep them mentally enslaved.
So I agree with that. But what I'm mad about, is the feminism. Really, bro?
Oh, don't talk about feminism.
Are you for real?
I am.
So
I
it's
am
okay
a
for men. It's okay for men to explore their sexuality and to be out there, but it's not okay for women.
Explore your sexuality.
There's
not
no
okay?
exploration going on. We pretty much know what it is.
No, I'm just
Men
saying.
are pretty
you
attuned
literally
to
said you said that we're acting like men. You admitted that men have an issue, but it's an issue. It's like a bigger issue when women do it. It's not okay.
It's not. It's not okay.
It's not, but it's okay for men.
No, that's not okay either.
As a
But why do
feminist,
we
man,
put so much power on it for the women? We just we shine the light
That's
on it on
wrong,
women,
too.
but we don't shine the light on men.
Yeah, it's wrong too. I agree. I'm in agreement with you,
Oh wow.
and I'm not a feminist.
well, the dictionary definition of a feminist is somebody who believes men and women are equal.
Well, they're not.
So we're equal, but we're different.
We're not
We're
equal.
equal in different ways.
How are we equal?
We are just as valid, just as important, but we have different strengths and weaknesses. We're equal, but we're different.
So
No.
separate but equal.
Somebody once told me the
Whatever.
world was
No, I mean, we're not.
macaroni.
There's obviously, when we're talking about the value of a human life, of course, there's equality in that.
Right.
Right. But women can't do everything men can do, and men can't do everything women can do.
Absolutely.
We're clearly different. We're clearly not equal in those respects. Men can't have babies.
Right.
That's an amazing contribution to society.
That's
amazing
offensive.
contribution to the human race, what women can do, and men can't do. We're not equal in that respect.
That's offensive.
I don't care.
Okay.
It's the truth.
Emotional, damn
If
it.
truth is offensive, then you're going to be offended for a long time.
Okay.
Men.
Oh, like she's truly bald.
Huh?
Wow.
I'm sorry.
No, I
I'm
was,
saying my thoughts.
I was just playing PC devil's advocate.
I know. Anyways, that's a whole nother conversation we need to get into at some point. If somebody asks about that in the comments below, but let's not derail our conversation that far.
We have another question here. You ready? You ready for it?
Okay, let's move on to the next question. And let me just ask everybody watching, if you don't mind, just to share. If you're watching now, you tune in to the Ask Big Van Show, share just a second. Just hit that little share button, blap, and it shares it. And tell it if you're a member of a group or of some other page you can share it to, or some of your friends. Share it on your own page. And that's a super big help for us. Not only does it get us more viewers when you guys share, but also it tells the social media platform that we're on that we're relevant, and it tells the platform, hey, this show is relevant. People are sharing it, and then they rank us higher in search engines and stuff like that. So it only takes you a second to share. It means a lot to us. Thank you very much. Let's go on.
Okay.
You guys couldn't see them, but they were all doing this little jig.
You want to do it again?
Dance.
You want to do it again and pan around as we dance? All right.
Oh yeah, baby. Brown sugar papa.
Brown Sugar Papa, baby. I want you to like and subscribe. Share that video if you know what's good.
Like it like it's hot.
Ooh.
Okay. So, all right. So this next question is:
Okay.
they said gas prices are going up. What can I do this summer? What am I gonna be able to do this summer with gas prices going up? I need suggestions.
Gas prices going up faster than Joe Biden's vote count at 2 a.m.
Oh, snap. Oh, let me
That was a good one.
hold on. When I wake up in the morning, I like to grab me a hot mug of liberal tears.
Leftist tears.
Leftist tears. Oh, the commercial, right? Only the most indoctrinated.
I don't always drink tears, but when I do, they're leftist tears.
Indoctrinated, entitled, and ignorant leftists.
Okay,
these
anyway.
Tears.
Mazzani,
Whatever.
we have sabotaged your question about gas prices. So the question was, what should we do about gas prices going up? And should we... What was the question?
What? No. Well, I guess they didn't say what should we do, but that's probably a good reason. They said, what can I do with gas prices going up and it's about to be summertime?
Oh, yeah, get a bicycle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to.
I think they want to travel. They're like, what can I do? Like, what
Trains.
Bikes are up, too.
Trains is inexpensive. If you're talking about traveling around the country,
Yeah.
trains are an inexpensive
You
form
think I
of
could ride
travel.
a bike to work with a baby?
Yes, they have car seats. They have like baby seats that go on the back of
But like
bicycles.
when I get off and I forget the kickstand and she's like, boom. Is that
Yeah,
it?
you need a helmet. Put a helmet on her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Do they make baby helmets?
Yeah.
the White House is saying...
You think you're the first person with a baby that's ever thought, I'd like to ride a bicycle?
They get the little carts you can put, like, tow behind them, too.
Yeah, you can even you can do a pull cart.
That's great.
You should
Shouldn't
just...
be cruising, cuz.
honestly, Mazzani, I think the real solution is you just buy a $100,000 electric car, like the White House is telling you to do.
Now my power bill high.
No.
Hey, stop that song. You can't go for more than like 10 seconds on a song or the...
How do you stop them?
Because we don't have a license for it.
How do you stop them?
You click it again.
Oh.
Yeah, because if you don't have a license
Why
for
did
it,
you
then
wait so long to tell me that?
I was like waiting for somebody to cut it off.
Sheesh.
So, anyways, we don't want them to like cancel the show because of copyright infringement. Oh no!
They don't do Walmart gift cards anymore. I
Sign
checked
up
on that.
for Shell fuel rewards. Hey, whatever happened to that gas like pyramid scheme thing that people were doing?
The app that you could have.
It was like a
It
gas
still
something. Does it
exists.
still exist?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
They're
what we
doing
need to
ads
do. We
for
need
it
to
on
make that
YouTube.
thing go through the roof. I'm gonna need by stocking that.
Can you?
I don't know, but I think it's supposed to be a legit thing. I mean, I know several people that I have high respect for that are doing it. So
I have you now.
Quite honestly, every time I spend twice as much as I did 2 years ago, I just know I'm doing my part by sticking it to Putin because it's all
Yeah.
his fault.
yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, did you hear Joe Biden's in the hospital?
What are we doing here?
He couldn't stop Putin.
Oh, but it's true, actually.
Oh man, that's so bad.
My butt's been wiped.
Hey, what's that video you were showing me about Joe Biden like aimlessly walking around
Yeah.
during that party at his own house? It's like
So,
nobody would talk to him.
Yeah, it was
Anyways,
sad.
we don't have to get on that. That's a whole sad conversation. Let's do. So, does anybody got any comments or about other than riding a bicycle for those wanting to know how to do something? Maybe some creative ideas to save some gas money and still get out. Maybe carpooling. You could like get like 4 or 5 different people together and jump in one car and go someplace and do something fun. Yeah, I mean, literally, like up until now, I could see even in our family 2 or 3 different, 4 different vehicles going from one place to another when we could all just hop in the same vehicle.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely carpooling is a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mazzani, what do you say we go on to another question? Maybe 1, 2 more questions, and we're going to get out of here for tonight.
Linnea said a horse.
Oh yeah,
Save.
riding on my horse.
Save a horse, ride a
Zooming in the
cowboy.
Porsche.
No, Van. No.
Please, let's not relive 2019 when they made country. Was it Old Town Road the most popular song in America?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Lil
bro.
Nas X.
I want to take my horse to the Old Town Road.
Have you seen some of his newer singles and music
Oh
videos?
no, I saw something about some kind of devil thing.
Yeah. There's one where he's in the shower.
He is very.
That's art.
I bet Billy Ray Cyrus is just like shaking his head that he got involved with that guy because like he's always going. Nobody ever heard of Nas X until Billy Ray Cyrus sang on that song with him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And made that song popular. And now Billy Ray is always going to be associated with him, even though he's doing pregnant pictures and all that crap like that. You know, it's
Yeah.
like Such a shame.
That song he did with Jack Harlow was pretty dope, though.
I love Jack Harlow.
Right.
He looks like that dude from Chronicles of Narnia.
Yo, he does.
Mr. Tumnus.
How did you know?
Absolutely, because he's the only character. I just ran through the roster.
Okay, Zani, let's do another question.
Somebody just wants to know if you've watched Bridgerton season 2.
Bridgerton? Never heard of it.
She liked it.
It's
Yeah,
called.
that's her jam.
It's called what?
I might have watched all of season 2 in 2 days.
Yeah.
Bridgerton.
It's called Bridgerton.
Bridgerton.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
What's it on?
Nothing that you need
Netflix.
to. Nothing you need to check
Oh
out.
gosh.
Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Well, I don't have a comment on that because I've never seen it or heard of it. Mm-hmm. Of course, I don't have Netflix because I don't like to perpetuate the world's problems. But whatever.
Okay. Well, this next question comes from Tracy
The
Estes.
patriarchy.
Yeah.
She wants to know what's the best piece of advice you've ever
Oh,
been
that's a
given.
good question.
Marry that woman.
What's the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
Crack is whack. Whitney Houston.
Oh,
Appropriate.
I've been given a lot of good advice over the years.
I'm sorry.
A lot of good advice, like vote for Trump. That was good.
Oh my god.
No, I'm kidding. When I was a kid, I remember when I was in my mid-20s, it didn't affect me then, but I took it. I heeded the advice that I received at the time. There was a guy that was in his early 40s that was telling me that I should stretch every morning, should get up and literally reach and touch your toes and all these calisthenics and stretches to protect your back from getting a pulled muscle in your back, right, from blowing your back out. Mm-hmm. He was telling me that he wished he had done that because now his back comes and goes all the time, several times, a month or whatever. And so I was like, I was well under 30 when he told me that, and I started doing that every morning, stretching. And to this day, I stretch every single morning, and that's partly why I'm so I can.
To this day.
To this very day, this very morning, I sat down and stretched all my muscles and so that's good advice, I think.
Okay. That is, yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's quality.
Yeah. What about you guys?
So, wise man once told me that in life,
Life is like a box of chocolates.
A wise man once told me.
that life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you choose to react to it. And I think that encompasses a lot of things like work ethic, or maybe you've been dealt a bad hand and you're unhappy with where you are at life. Mm-hmm. It's how you choose to react to it.
It really is.
Right? Do you sulk or do you make it better? And do you do the right thing?
I heard Pastor Stephen Furtick last week say, he was quoting that scripture that says, "He who seeks finds," and that's something that Jesus said. But I always thought of it as in, if you seek Jesus, you'll find him, which it does, and it's true. But Furtick was referencing it to everything in life. He who seeks finds. If you're looking for something, if you come into a situation looking for the negative, you already assume this is going to be a bad day. You already assume this is going to suck. You already assume I'm going to be broke. You already assume, and you come into it looking and seeking for negativity and seeking for a complaint, something to complain about, you'll find it. You'll
My
find
aunt
it.
said that
Yep.
one time when she said, "Don't look through his phone because you want to know."
I don't
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah, so the scripture says, "He who seeks finds." So instead of going in and seeking something that you know is going to be hard to give you a bad attitude or give you whatever, go into it seeking the opposite. Seek that parking spot up front when you're pulling in the parking lot. You know what I mean? You pull in the end of the parking lot, and you know there's going to be a parking lot up front, right up front, and that's the parking lot that the Lord's going to bless you with. You know what I mean? That's a small thing, but I mean, I'd go into parking lots looking for the front spot. I don't park in the back thinking there's nothing going to be up front. I pull in a parking lot, go into the front because I know there's going to be a spot right up front, right closest to the door, and that's my spot.
But what if there isn't?
Well, then it's not the end of the world. It's like I park 2 spots down,
Or
But how many times? Okay, let's say there isn't, but and I park 2, 3 spots back. But how many times out of 5, out of 10? What if 4, 5, 6 times there is one up front? Now, what does that say? What do I feel? I feel warm and fuzzy, like God gave me that spot.
yeah.
Right? And so now I'm like going to that situation like, hey, I'm going to have a great freaking day, man. I'm parked right up front. This is a blessing from the Lord. And it's just a small thing. It's not like a big thing. It doesn't change my world. Mm-hmm. But it's just a little, hey, I got you kind of thing from the Lord. So,
Well, I mean, the 90% reaction to if there is no spot, but you got to go all the way in the back is, I'm getting my exercise.
Hey, if you seek, you will find. That's right. If you seek the benefit and the benefit of parking to the back, you get your steps in for the day.
Right.
Right. So there's some good advice for you. That's Stephen Furtick, though.
Stephen Frederick.
You guys know who Stephen Furtick is?
Frederick
Furtick.
Elevation Church. He's
He's the pastor, Elevation Church.
in Hickory here.
No,
Charlotte.
You live in Charlotte. Go to Elevation. You'll love that place. I forgot to tell you about that.
Oh, I've
should
heard
do
of
it.
it. I actually
Yeah.
have heard of it.
There's like campuses all over Charlotte. You should go to it.
Does he preach at every one of them, or
No, he
he's on
preaches at one, and then they like
broadcast it?
Yeah,
Oh.
but it's the way they weave it together. You don't even know it, man. It's like the first time I ever went there, I went to the Matthews campus, and I went in, and they're like the praise team's up there, and they're all leading worship, like really on stage with guitars and everything. And I'm like worshiping. I'm like, this is cool. And then like during worship on the jumbotrons, it says live from our Blakeney campus, and it's like, and that campus is singing the same songs. And it's like live from our whatever campus and live from our other campus. And it's like showing all these campuses are all singing the same song, and they're all like in this like as one church. And I was like, this is cool. And then like, so because half the time you're looking at the jumbotrons, so half the time you're looking on stage, and they're all doing this. And then the last song, it's like you're watching the jumbotron because it's like live from our what's the campus that they go from, the Ballantyne campus or whatever, live from our Ballantyne campus. And then the guy at the Ballantyne campus is the guy who leads the song, but the people on stage are playing with him. He's leading the worship song, and the people on stage are just all in one unison. And then the guy on stage, the Stephen Furtick, comes out on the jumbotron. So you don't even know. I mean, it's pretty flawless. It's genius, actually, the way that they've done it. But it's the fastest growing church in America, right here in Charlotte.
And he's like swole body. I mean, seriously. If you know him before, he was like scrawny and
he
stuff.
has gotten big, yeah.
He is
he's
swole.
put some muscle on. But he's a really, really anointed preacher. He's got some good messages. I definitely.
And he's funny.
I appreciate what he says, and sometimes he says some things, and I'm like, dude, did you just say that? Like, I don't think you can say that.
He says whatever. He stopped caring after a while. He
Yeah.
used to care, and now he's grown such a following. He just kind of says what comes to his heart.
But he's legit. I've been following him. I mean, like I go to church in Taylorsville, another church, and obviously I love our pastor there too. But I've followed when we lived in Charlotte is when I went to Elevation, and so my whole family went there for 3 years, something like that. And we've, since then we've been to DC, lived in DC for a while. We lived here back in Hickory for 5 years. We still watch their stuff and follow their messages. It's a good church, and you living in Charlotte, you should definitely check it out.
Hey, Sage, who was that comedian that says, why do they have belly buttons? You know what I'm talking about? He was like, sometimes I just zone out and I think Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve are always depicted with belly buttons. Who cut their umbilical cord? Who is that? You remember?
I don't know. Maybe Chad Daniels.
No. You know who I'm talking about. I can't remember. But he has a great quote that actually is so stupid, but it made me think different. He was like, don't be fat your whole life. Be skinny one time. You know what that stuff tastes like? It's good. Now don't eat it. He's like,
Yeah.
that wasn't supposed to be inspirational, but it was.
Yeah.
Low key, that is the best advice I ever had. Don't be fat your whole life.
Yeah.
Get skinny one time.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool. I've always been kind of fat a little bit, and I remember
That's not what I heard when you were with them socks.
And yeah, one time I got slim, like for like when was that? Like 2002, 3, 4, 5, something like that. And I really slimmed down. Like I was just eating healthy and just got slim.
You're slimming down right now.
And I remember going to buy new jeans, and for all my life up until that point, when I put jeans on, I'm like looking like, where's the fat bulges at? Like where's my hips look fat or my thighs or whatever. This one time I remember going and putting new jeans on, and I was slim, and I was like, and that I remember what you're talking about. I had that feeling for the first time in my whole life, like, holy cow, I'm skinny. And it was like a weird feeling to like acknowledge that in myself that I'm slim, and that lasted like for about 2 years or 3 years, and then I got fat again. So
Weird flex, but okay.
not
disagree with that.
fat, but like big. I mean, I'm 6'5", so
Big
like,
boned.
I'm just a big guy, anyways. That's
Imagine if you were like super small and you're like gaunt and your shoulders were all big and your body was.
yeah.
You would look creepy, bro. We have to put
Creepy.
you in movies.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so, but I do got plenty of hibernation weight, so
You could survive.
I can survive. Hey, well, listen, is that we good there? What time we got?
Ryan,
Okay, yeah.
swim quote, inspirational swim coat from a coach. Oh, never mind.
I thought we were done. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Mazzani.
sorry. I'm sorry, bro. Sorry.
That's what you get when you give Mazzani sound effects control.
You said you were summing up. I was trying to help you.
Okay.
Never mind.
And what happened? You asked him to give us an inspirational quote from all the swim coaches he's had over the years?
Yeah. Well, his mic's not working right now,
His
but
mic's
Oh, your
not
mic's off?
working.
Oh, man.
I have two.
Tracy's over there, like, pulling
Yep.
it.
I'm trying to
Horizon
give
mic.
it to him, and he can't get it. But I have two things.
Okay.
One is marriage advice, honestly. It is continue to date and pursue your spouse, because the statistics say once you get married, you spend less than 5 minutes a week just talking between the two of you, not about work, not about phones, things like that.
Yeah, that's good advice.
And so I've tried to pass that down when I go to, bridal showers and things like that.
Yeah, because Tracy and I, we try to have a date, at least one date every week. We try to keep a set date day. It's usually Saturday morning's breakfast, but it changes throughout the years. Like it used to be Wednesday nights. It's been Monday nights before, Friday nights, whatever.
Piece of advice with that: if your children are involved in youth groups, that can be your date night, because you don't have to worry about worry about childcare or anything like that. That's the way it was for us for a while. Our church didn't have a Wednesday service, but they had youth group. So our kids went to youth. We went and spent time together. We didn't talk about work. We don't take our phones and that kind of thing. The other quote is by someone that is oddly enough not very. I don't really find them quotable or anything like that.
Chris Rock.
No, it's hard. It's hard for me to explain it. But I heard them say, "Don't talk to yourself any different than you would allow someone else to talk to you."
Oh, snap.
And I thought, well, that's pretty good, because I would never let anybody say, "You fat slob." But I might say that to myself when I look in the mirror and get disgusted because I've gained a little weight.
Yeah.
When I should say,
That's good advice, too.
You could do something different.
Good job. That's good advice. Thanks. Hey, Mazzani.
Oh, that's not what I meant to click. Sorry.
Hey, we're going over our time just a little bit. Let me share this as well, since we're giving some advice like that. For you parents out there
How do you
that have,
stop it? It's not
for you
working.
parents out there that have kids, every time you click it, it restarts. I think.
Oh, you told me click it twice, it will stop.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Hey, before you conclude though, what is happening? Can somebody ask for next week, please, for Van and Tracy to plan a date night? I think that would be hilarious. And also, it could work out. It could be a thing. You guys could plan a date night for real.
Oh yeah. Yes. Well,
But something cool and
speaking
funny.
of next week, we may or may not be having the show, because our family's going to Florida, and it's possible that we may have a guest hosting the show, the Ask Big Van show, and Big Van not even here. Hey, Ellen does it all the time, so I can do it. So
Are you guys going to Disney World?
no, I'm not going to Disney World. All right, but anyways, that's all the time we got for this episode of the Ask Big Van Show. Thank you very much for tuning in. We're so thankful, you guys, for watching and asking questions and making comments, just being a part, and even sharing the show for those of you that shared it. God bless you. If you're one of my children or grandchildren or generations after me, I want to say that you seek the Lord and you will find him. And when you feel lonely and tired or emotionally depressed or sad, or your circumstances are not what you want, absolutely spend some time with the Lord and reach out to him, because he will be found if you seek him. Everybody else, same advice for you too. I love you guys. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for watching this episode of the Ask Big Van Show. See you guys next week, one way or the other, on the next live episode of the Ask Big Van Show. God bless you. Hey everybody, this is Big Van, and if you'd like to watch our show live, then you must subscribe and follow so that it alerts you when we're on the air. Be sure to check out the links below for some live show times and some very cool products so you can have your own conversation started.